So hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Devanshu on this side, and today we are going to learn about a very important topic, that is if else. But before starting this particular video, if you have not subscribed to the channel, please do a subscribe, and if you like the video, please do a hit. And subscribe to the channel is very important. So please and do it. And go and watch the further videos that I have already made, or for the upcoming videos, click on the subscribe button and notification all. Okay. Now moving on to the topic if else. So this is a particular class that I've already made, as you can see, and then we will be learning about what today. So we will be learning about if else statement. So many of you would have actually heard about that, but let me give you a simple syntax of that. Okay, so what does that particular syntax have? It is basically if and then the condition inside the parenthesis, isn't it? And this will be the particular block in which whatever code you want, that will be written, isn't it? Now, what is it basically used for? Suppose you want to put a condition in between that would actually represent the functionality of if. We will not talk about else for now. Let's just talk about if basically. So suppose I want to find from two numbers which one is the greatest. So how will I just find it? Firstly, let us make a particular function, public static void main string args, and then let's make a particular let's just print first something, system dot out dot print ln, and let's print uh, hi. Let's execute that also meanwhile, so that if any error or something like that is there, that will be executed in between. Now I will be writing an if statement here. Okay, and as I have told you, I will just give a bracket. Now what does it want here? It wants a condition here. What I've told, I want to find that which particular number is greater from two numbers. So suppose I have given the number as 5, and then I will check if 5 is greater than any number less than 5. Let us check for now. If 5 is less than 3, what I will do is that I will just print, let us print that particular number. Okay, let us print that number. So 5. Okay, now let's execute that. Let us run. And let us see that whether we are able to get this. So absolutely right. You can see 5 as the output because 5 is actually greater than 3. So it is checking the condition, and here the actually what is happening, a boolean value it is returning. So what boolean value it is returning? Basically it is returning true because the condition is basically true. That's why it's returning true inside this, and then we are able to get the value printed, system out print 5. Suppose if instead of that would have given here like 7, so this what will happen to the condition? It will become false. And if I execute it once more, what we should get, actually we should not be able to get any output basically. We will not be able to get any output basically. Okay, so what we can do is that in that case we can give here an else. So what does actually else do? What it will actually do? So suppose if the condition is false, automatically the else will execute. If the condition is false, then only the else will execute. If it is not false, it will not execute. So what will happen? Automatically it will execute. So let us just give here something like else is executed. Okay, if I save that and if I just run it, let us see what happens. So correct, you can see because 5 is greater than 7, it's false. If is not executed, and directly else is executed, and we can see it's written else is executed. If else if executed, sorry, else is executed basically. So else is executed will print on the screen, as you can see right now, isn't it? So this was a like a short thing that I have just told you about the if else. Now let us see a few more examples on this basically. But before that, let me tell you one more thing that we can add. As you can see, it's if, it's else. You can use if alone, but you cannot use else. So every else should have a specific if. Are you getting it? But there is an option, one more option, where we can keep on checking conditions. Suppose I just want to keep on checking the condition, uh, like in a similar fashion. Suppose, like what should I give? Uh, Suppose I've taken an input from the user. Of course, I will be making a video on how to take a particular input. But right now, let's suppose I have taken an input from the user and I don't know that particular value. Okay, this is the ultimate value, and this is the value, another value. Suppose 5. Okay, now what I will check is that, let's do another thing. Let's take x as 10. Now suppose if I will check if x is greater than 20, then print x. Okay, this is a particular condition. If I want to add, just for the sake of understanding what is basically else, if x is greater than 20, print x. So is it greater than 20? No. Now directly I don't want to add x to that. Directly I don't want to add here x. I want to add x only when the condition is something like, it is like something apart from that. Suppose I want to add one more condition here. So what I will do is that I will write else if, and I will again check if x is greater than 30. Copy and then paste, and then, so what I should do, I should print x, and then at last I want to add an else. So basically what will happen, it will check the if condition, then it will check the else if condition, and then it will at last check the else condition. Now let's try to execute this code and see what is happening here. What is basically happening here. So of course you would not be able to know that, which part is executed. Let us write here 1, let us write here 2. 1 is the if part, and the else if is the 2 part, and then the 3 part. So let us give a space here to identify that which statement is executed basically. Okay, so you can see 10 and space 3 is executed. That means the else part is executed. But suppose what is happening basically, it came here, it checked 10 is greater than 20, and that was false. So that's why it didn't executed that. Then again it went and checked 10 is greater than 30, and again it was false. So that's why it not executed. And else, as I have already told you, it's always true. So directly it goes inside that, and that's why we got the output 10 space 3. But suppose if we if I I would have just made here, something like, x is equal to 10, then execute it. So what do you think? Will the after printing, of course, it will, this time it will give you true, because it is equal to 10. It will give you true, and this will be executed. But what do you think? The else will also be executed? Let us check that. That is the main thing. That is the main difference we will get to know. So as you can see the output, no. So that is the most important thing. If any time it is executed in between, it will just not execute the other things. Are you getting it? It will just let it be. But let us check one more thing. If instead of else, I would have just given here again, if x is greater than 5, then let's print what? Uh, let's print x plus and dot dash dash dash. What do you think? Now, what is the actual thing? X is what? 10. 10 is greater than 5. This is also true. So what will happen? Do you think that this will also be executed after this? Let's check that. So no, it will not be executed. So that is the most important thing. If any of the condition is basically true, none of the other conditions will be followed up. So this is it about else if basically, and I hope so you enjoyed this particular video. If you enjoyed this particular video, do give a thumbs up, do subscribe to the channel. Till then, be healthy, be safe. Jai Hind.